Calaroga Shark Media.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. This is Ballard.
And today is 7-Eleven. Maybe we can get a free Slurpee. Let's hit this. I'm Patrick Gutfield, and the director of the new Superman movie has triggered a conservative meltdown by pointing out that Superman is, technically speaking, an immigrant. James Gunn said Superman is the story of America, an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country, which is literally the plot of Superman. Alien baby crashes on Earth, gets adopted by Kansas farmers, grows up to save humanity. But apparently stating basic comic book facts is now considered controversial. Gunn doubled down in a Times of London interview, saying the movie is about human kindness, and obviously there will be jerks out there who are just not kind and will take it as offensive just because it is about kindness, but screw them. You know you've hit a nerve when saying be nice to people becomes a political statement. Fox News, The Five immediately went into full outrage mode, with Kellyanne Conway complaining, "We don't go to the movie theater to be lectured to and to have somebody throw their ideology onto us." The ideology in question? Basic human decency. Truly radical stuff. Jesse Waters joked that Superman's cape had MS-13 printed on it, which is a reference to the international crime gang. So now we've got Fox News hosts suggesting that Superman, the guy who literally stands for truth, justice, and the American way, is somehow connected to violent criminals. That's quite a leap from alien babylands and cornfield. Greg Gutfeld accused Gunn of creating a moat of woke, enlightened opinion around him and having a woke shield. So apparently caring about immigrants is now a superpower, and Gunn is using it to protect himself from criticism. If only real-life problems could be solved with woke shields. At the movie's Los Angeles premiere, Nathan Fillion, who plays Green Lantern, laughed off the controversy, saying, "Somebody needs a hug. It's just a movie, guys. It's just a movie." Which is probably the most reasonable response to people getting angry about a fictional character's immigration status. Sean Gunn went further, saying on the red carpet, "We love our immigrants. Yes, Superman is an immigrant. And yes, the people that we support in this country are immigrants. And if you don't like that, then you're not American." That's got to sting for people who've spent decades cheering for a character they apparently never realized was an immigrant. The whole controversy shows how deeply we've politicized everything when comic book movies become culture war battlegrounds. Superman has been an immigrant since 1938, but now that someone explicitly mentioned it, we're having a national debate about whether the last son of Krypton is too woke for America. The IRS just gave churches the green light to endorse political candidates from the pulpit, settling a lawsuit by basically saying, "Hey, if you're talking to your congregation, that's just family talk." This carves out an exemption to the Johnson Amendment, the 1954 law that banned tax-exempt nonprofits from campaigning. The IRS now says when churches endorse candidates during religious services, they're treating it like a family discussion concerning candidates, which is a nice way of saying your Sunday sermon can now double as a campaign rally. And here's the kicker. In the age of live streams and social media, these private endorsements to congregations are going to end up all over the internet anyway. As one expert put it, even Las Vegas doesn't stay in Las Vegas these days.
What if everything you've been taught about happiness is wrong? We chase careers, approval, more stuff, hoping it'll finally make us feel fulfilled, but it never sticks. What if happiness isn't out there, but already inside you, just waiting to be unlocked? Discover the book, The Happiness Experiment. Every person has a unique happiness type, and when you understand yours, everything shifts. You'll stop chasing and start creating joy on your own terms. Discover your happiness type with a free happiness type assessment. Go to myhappinesstype.com. That's myhappinesstype.com. It takes just a minute and it might change your life. Then grab your copy of The Happiness Experiment at Books A Million. This isn't just a book, it's a practical framework, a journey inward. It's a tool to help you reconnect with the happiness that's been waiting inside you all along. Pick up The Happiness Experiment and start your happiness experiment today.
So Stephen Miller has discovered a new reason to be angry about immigration. traffic jams. Yes, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff is now blaming migrants for making his commute longer, which is probably the most relatable complaint he's ever made. During a Fox News appearance with Jesse Waters, Miller went on his typical anti-immigrant rant, but this time with a vehicular twist. He complained about unlimited numbers of illegals coming from countries incapable of managing their own affairs, specifically calling out Somalia and Haiti as places with no history of successful self-government. Now, I'm not sure what Miller's daily drive looks like, but blaming traffic on immigrants is a bold new take on road rage. Most people just blame construction zones or that one person who insists on going exactly the speed limit in the left lane. But Miller? He's out here stuck behind a minivan thinking, this is definitely Somalia's fault. The idea that immigrants are causing traffic problems is fascinating because it suggests Miller has never been to Los Angeles, where traffic has been terrible since before most of these immigrants were even born. Or New York, where gridlock is basically a municipal art form, or literally any major American city where sitting in traffic is just part of the experience. Miller's complaint about countries being incapable of managing their own affairs is particularly rich, coming from someone in an administration that's still figuring out how to manage its own affairs. We've got AI imposters calling foreign ministers and cabinet secretaries, asking Instagram followers to vote on official portraits. But sure, let's worry about other countries' organizational skills. The whole traffic angle is probably Miller's attempt to make immigration feel more personal to suburban voters. Instead of abstract policy debates, now he can say, see that backup on Interstate 95? That's because of refugees. It's like blaming your neighbor's dog for your Wi-Fi being slow. What's next for Miller's immigrant blame game? Are they going to be responsible for long lines at Starbucks? Bad cell phone reception? That one grocery store that never has enough checkout lanes open? The possibilities are endless when you're committed to finding new ways to complain about the same thing. This is classic Miller, taking a complex policy issue and reducing it to whatever will make people most angry in the moment. Traffic is the perfect ticket because everyone hates it. And now Miller can point to any backup and say, see, this is what open borders gets you. The best part is that Miller probably delivered this traffic rant while sitting in his government-provided vehicle, stuck in Washington, D.C. traffic that's been legendarily awful since the city was built on a swamp. But hey, why blame urban planning when you can blame immigrants? And please don't even get me started on the space traffic being caused by Kryptonians. Portions of today's show were made with the help of AI and General Zod. Now stick around for this interview, and I'll catch you on Monday.
I'm so excited to talk to you, Carl. Talk to me, a guy who's had this illustrious business career. What made you decide to write a book on happiness? You could have gone in so many other directions.
Well, actually, I didn't, Donnie. I didn't decide to write a book. Something happened. This happiness experiment happened in real life, in real terms. I had no idea about writing a book, but I saw it working. The experiment was working. My friends and family were getting happier. They're increasing their happiness. And I saw it, so I thought, I need to write about this. And so that's when I got into writing the book.
And talk to me about pre-questing. Talk to me what it's about and how it's the foundation of things.
Well, it came about through three major things that happened in life. One, I almost died in a plane crash. If you read the book, you'll find out whether I survived or not. Okay. The other thing that happened was I got a call from my sister in England. She told me her husband was dying. He had 6 months to live. So I flew to England, and she was in my will. And I said, Janet, you're in my will as a bequest, but that's something you need right now. So I'm going to make it a prequest. I'm going to bring that bequest forward and pay it to you now, while you can enjoy it and your husband can fulfill his last wishes. She was overjoyed, burst into tears, of course, and said, oh, this is great. My brother was there at the same time. I said, Barry, since I've done this for my sister, I'm going to bring your bequest forward and make it a prequest. And he said, oh, that's fabulous. Thank you very much. You're very generous. His wife went ballistic. She said, this is too much money. It's wrong. I don't want anything to do with it, and stormed out of the room. So that was a real surprise. Anyhow, she got over it. And the next thing that happened is I looked at my investments. I got a lot of money sitting in investments, not doing anything. It wasn't working for me, wasn't working for my friends. So I said, why don't I use this money for my own success and happiness, and also for my friends, the people that helped me get to be wealthy and successful. That's what I did.
So it's not a one-time thing. This is kind of a lifetime experiment, if you will.
Yeah. It turned out that way because I didn't want to just give people money and say, be happy. I said, I want this to enrich your life, be something special. So I'd like you to think about it, plan something, write a happiness plan. They asked, what's a happiness plan? I said, when I get that, I'll give you all the money, and let's see how it works out.
So you talk about coaching and grants to reshape and change lives, which is timely given what's going on in the world today.
Yeah, and the thing is that it wasn't just about the money, Donnie. The money's important. We love money. It's good to have it. But what really worked with these people was the planning with a happiness coach. They thought about carefully what they wanted to do that's going to enrich their life, make them happier, what things they love, things that they were fascinated with. And they wrote all that down with a happiness coach. They had a plan. And as soon as I got the plan, I said, here's the money, all of it. It's all yours. You don't owe me anything, no strings attached. And they went off and started becoming happier.
It's incredible. So the inspiration for this was just your near-death experience?
Well, that was part of it, but it was a number of things that happened. First off, I was very, very grateful for the people that helped me to become successful. And being grateful is terrific. Okay. We love that.
Yeah.
We talk about gratitude and gratitude journaling, all those sort of things. But the real thing is expressing the gratitude, telling somebody how much you care about them, appreciating what they did for you, writing a letter. It doesn't have to be about money. It can be possessions. It can be money. It can be attention. It can be time. It can be knowledge, your wisdom that you share with younger people. But it's what you're doing while you're still alive that counts. When you're dead, it's over.
It's such a simple but brilliant point. And how do you think? Let's say play this out that people kind of really buy into this intentional happiness and pre-questing. How does the world become a better place? Let's take this up 10,000 feet.
Well, it would be great. The reason I wrote the book is I want this idea to get into the world, so that certainly the wealthy people, they can do the pre-questing, make themselves and their friends and family happier right now while they're still alive. The other thing, I want the book to show how these people planned, thought about their happiness, created a happiness plan, and then worked it and to become happier. And others can learn from their experiences, reading their plans and then doing the same thing. And in the back of my book, there's a workbook which goes through that step by step and a plan to increase your happiness.
How do we get this into the workplace, into schools, and kind of really, to your point, get this in there?
That would be lovely. If it went into the schools, and I think in high schools, this would be a really good subject to put on the curriculum. What is happiness? How do you achieve happiness? What's it all about?
What is happiness?
It's a great question. You have to read my book. But in short, emotion, we all know what happiness is. It's feeling good. It's joyful. It's exhilaration. It's loving life. So it is a feeling, but it's also a mindset. You have to think that I deserve happiness.
Yeah.
I want to be happy. I'm taking my happiness seriously. So it's heart and mind, not just one or the other. So it's that combination. But really, I give a whole chapter in the book on what is happiness, and it's a great chapter. You'll love the book.
Now, a lot of people, I cannot wait to read it. I'm so excited. I'm like just turned on listening to you. A lot of people equate happiness to financial success and things. And what am I going to learn in the book about that?
Well, money is important. Okay, let's get that off the table. Listen, but it's not going to buy you happiness. The good use of money is really important, how you do it. But it's the mindset, it's the pursuit of happiness that counts. Taking your happiness seriously, wanting what you want, and what you want is important. Your dreams, your purposes in life, what you want to achieve in your career, what you want to with your family, what you want to achieve, the purposes all around, and what you value. Are you pursuing those values? Are you living those values? This is what it's all about. Money helps, but it's all those other spiritual things, if you like, psychological things that are really the root of happiness. And as we all know, some people are very rich and they're very unhappy. And there's
a lot of people
that are really happy.
I would say money can solve problems, but it can't buy you happiness. But you certainly can throw it at problems. But that's about the extent of it. So let's play this out. How does right now the world could use this more than ever? So let's say if I just did this fantasy and said, okay, everybody's gonna do this pre-quest. Everybody's gonna do the happiness planning. How does the world look different?
Well, as you know, Donnie, when you're happy, your family tends to be happy. Your friends are happier. And happiness ripples, it spreads. And if this idea gets into the world, which I'm working very hard to do, get it into the world, talking to you, because you're going to buy lots of these books and you're going to tell all your friends about it, right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
If this goes, it spreads, it ripples. It doesn't stay just with you. It goes down to your family, to your friends, and to your community. And if a lot of wealthy people did this, and it's not just about wealth, it's possessions, it's time, it's love, it's wisdom that we can share with others while we're still alive, here and now. And if that gets into the world, and there's a lot of people start doing this, then the happiness level in the world will increase little by little, and I'd be very happy about that.
Mr. Barney, it's been inspirational talking to you. I am going to get this book immediately. I could recommend it just based on what we've talked about to anybody, because we all could use a little happiness. I appreciate you taking the time.
From the creators of Palace Intrigue, a new chapter in royal history begins. William and Kate's wedding captures the world's attention, but royal life isn't as perfect as it seems. Tensions rise as Harry meets Meghan, sparking a divide that will shake the monarchy to its core. From explosive interviews to family scandals, the royal family faces its most public challenges ever. As King Charles takes the throne, the future of the monarchy hangs in the balance. Family secrets, royal rifts, and the future of the crown. Crown and Controversy, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can call me James. I spent 23 years designing aircraft that officially don't exist for agencies you think TV made up. Until I started asking the wrong questions. Navy ships are recording objects moving at impossible speeds. Infrastructure is failing in coordinated patterns. The moon looks smaller than it did 10 years ago. None of this is a coincidence. The official explanations don't add up. This is Paranormal Aliens, where we connect the dots they don't want connected. If you're hearing this, you know where to get podcasts. Follow Paranormal Aliens. New episodes weekly until they shut me down.
Hey, my name is John Podhoretz. I'm the host of the Commentary Magazine Daily Podcast. We try every day to give you a sense of where America is, where the world is, where Donald Trump is, where the Democrats are, where the Republicans are, where American society is and where it's headed. Lively, significant, important topics of discussion. Please subscribe, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your fine podcasts, the Commentary Magazine Daily Podcast.